In the memory, cognition, and brain laboratory, we use virtual reality to reproduce the conditions in which memory is expressed in everyday life in an experimental setting. On the one hand, virtual reality allows us to control the environments in which the participants evolve, thus determining what they will memorize in advance. On the other hand, the participants can be put in original situations that could be impossible to simulate without this tool. It is in this context that the Temporality project was born. With temporality, we want to study the mechanisms underlying memory as a function of the temporal distance separating us from the recalled events. Indeed, memory has different features depending on whether we remember recent or old events. The nature of memories changes, and cognitive biases are expressed differently. Recent studies also indicate that memory and imagination are based on similarly constructed elements and use common brain networks. In other words, we use the same mechanisms to remember the past and to project ourselves into the future. We are therefore seeking to find out whether this effect of temporal distance observed on memories can also be observed when we mentally project ourselves into the future. Thanks to temporality, we will be able to explore these effects of temporal distance by immersing participants in different past and future temporalities, more or less distant in time. We are developing a virtual time machine to demonstrate this common process between memory and imagination. This research is particularly interesting for its potential applications. Indeed, if the perspectives of care in neurodegenerative diseases are linked to the capacity of projection of oneself into the future, it would be possible to work on one of these cognitive functions when the other is no longer accessible. In other words, in order to treat the memory, it may be necessary to train the imagination, and vice versa.